What's the difference between a tree tether and a lineman's belt or a lineman's rope? This is Sean McVeigh, Sean's Outdoor Adventures. In this video, I want to address the difference between a tether that you would strap around a tree and a lineman's belt that you would use as a lineman's rope. I also want to give a little shout out. The reason why I'm making this video is this year I have volunteered as a mentor in the Field to Fork program, which is a national program to help people who are brand new at hunting learn how to shoot a bow and hunt, or they even have programs where you can learn how to shoot a gun and hunt, but we're specifically doing archery here in the state of Iowa. So yesterday we did a tree stand demonstration workshop with the mentees, the people who are learning how to hunt in the Field to Fork program, and the question came up, what's the difference between a tether, a tree tether, or a safety belt that goes around a tree, and a lineman's belt? So really the main difference is the use. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the use of both of these. First of all, this is I'm going to just set this one down. This is a lineman's belt. So you would attach it to one of your lineman's hoops on this. I'm using a saddle. So there's a lineman's hoop over this side to connect with. It's going to go around the tree, and this carabiner will hook into this lineman's hoop over here. And I use a Ropeman 2. There's different approaches. You can use a Prusik knot. This one here is a lineman's rope that I made using a Prusik knot. Now the Prusik knot works by, it'll slide up and down the rope, but then when weight is put onto it like this, it can't move, so that's how it protects you from falling, type of a thing. So with a lineman's belt that has a Prusik knot, you're going to connect it on one side just like I did the other, put it around the tree, and then this is how you would tighten or loosen up with the Prusik knot, which I use the Ropeman 2 instead of the Prusik. So this, I can pull that out. You kind of need two hands though to use a Prusik knot. There are little ways you can make modifications to do this with one hand. So I will mention that, but let me go ahead and give you the demonstration. I will demonstrate by setting up some climbing sticks on this tree right behind me. So if you're going to be setting up sticks, let me go ahead and put one on, and then I'll put the lineman's rope around the tree and show you. So I would say when I'm setting a stick, I want to set the bottom step where I can get on there by stepping up, but also give myself as much room off the ground to help me get higher in the tree. Okay, so my lineman's rope, it's going to go around the tree, hook into my lineman hoop on my saddle over here, and like I said, I like to use the Ropeman 2. It's just a matter of pulling on this to give myself more slack. So now I'm going to step onto my steps here, and I want to take slack out of my lineman's rope and lean back. So now I have both hands available to set my next stick. So that's the use of the lineman's belt, and then I'll set my next stick, and then I'll use one hand around the tree and slide my lineman belt up and continue to climb like that. Same when you're coming back down. It does require you to lean back away from the tree. It's possible if you were to let the slack out, you could fall down the tree and go all the way to the ground. So the lineman's rope itself, although it can protect you, it does require you to be leaning back away from the tree. Now, this is a lineman's rope. So the hoop on the end is so small that I couldn't fit all of this through that. Now, if we look at the other one I have, these are both of these are about 8 feet long, the lineman's rope and my tree tether. But the tree tether has a larger hoop so that I can put this through it like this. So let me give you an example using a climbing tree stand. Okay, so for the tree tether, I'm going to put the other end around the tree and then through this hoop, and that's going to have me tight to the tree there, and then the carabiner is going to go in my bridge here on my saddle, like that. If you have a regular full body harness with the safety strap that comes behind you, you would hook it to that, and use it that way. But let me go ahead and put this around the tree. Now, the reason why I really like using a climber with a tether like this is it's one of the safest ways of getting up a tree, because at all times I'm completely tethered to the tree. So, for example, I'm just going to lean back here. So if the tree stand was to slip and fall, I'm not going to the ground because this has me. So that's, again, this is the use. If you remember with the lineman's belt, it was around the waist. This is into my bridge here. If you're using a full body harness, it's going to be connected back here. But it's a way to protect you, to keep you from falling to the ground. So we're going to move the tree tether up as high as we can. Then the seat of our climber, and then the platform of the climber. And then we move the tether up as high as we can. Then the seat, and then the platform. And then on our way down, we're going to do that in reverse. We move the platform down, the seat down, the tether down. And when you're moving the tether down, I like to pull it in tight here so it doesn't just slip down. And then we're going to move the platform, and the seat, and then the tether. Then when you get to the ground, you can disconnect and take your tether off the tree. And I just hop down. Now I also use my tether, this particular one, for a lineman's rope in many situations, and to do that I just put a carabiner on that end, and then I could hook it into my lineman's hoop over on this side, around the tree, hook this one in. Again, I like to use this rope man too, and that helps with the adjustment there. So that's a little bit of the difference between a tree tether, safety strap, or a lineman's belt. Hope that helps. If you're more interested also in the Field to Fork program, I'll put a link for that here in Iowa in the description section, and you can check that out. Again, it's a program for people who are learning how to hunt. It helps you get set up with a mentor to really teach you the ropes. And who knows, if you're in Iowa, maybe I'll end up being your mentor. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, take care, and God bless.